Let me get myself on stage there. Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Tuesday. Get the glove on and say hello to everybody. Let me know if I'm coming through all right. I was doing a recording session with someone yesterday, a friend Nome, and she was letting me know that, like, you couldn't hear me. Like, I was just, well, she could hear me, but it was kind of weird. It was a little bit back and forth with my microphone off and on. I don't know. I gotta check, maybe get a new cable or something like that and see what happens. But hello, good evening. Welcome in. I see Cajun Corey is here. Deranged Lunalic. Yep, there it is. Alyssa Stenberg saying, "Hi, hello. How are you today?" JM the Elite Fan, and then Caveat Ty says hello, and I see Tara Crystal over there on Kick, and the pinned comment has gotten hidden, so I think Grape's over there, and I just see Alasia. So come on in. I know it's been a little while since we've been in the book. We're going in the digital book again today. I could not sleep last night. I could not sleep last night because I had too many ideas of things I wanted to do, and maybe I should have just gotten up and created and drew things, but I was, like, seriously tired last night. I just couldn't sleep because my mind would not shut off, and sleep is very important. Very, very important. Tyra Banks says the most important cosmetic in your makeup bag is a good night's rest. So, who am I to argue with one of the most beautiful women in the world? And so, but I was really, really tired, but I just like I had ideas. I'm like, what about this? And I could draw that and I doing that. And I'm getting a little bit caught up, I think, in all of the art challenges and things. I've been trying to play around with new format of videos for my channel, which is why I was asking you guys in the comment section, the community post, like, what videos do you guys want to see? One person commented and gave me an idea and said, I'd love more history in art and stuff like that. So I tried that. I'm trying that. And we're gonna see what what happens with that. But then there's just too much. There's just too much. And I'm falling behind on some of my I'm falling behind on my passion projects. These art challenges are good and well and they're fun and I enjoy them, but they aren't my passion projects. So we got to reel it in and get back to passion, more energy. Excuse me. Great. A little too much passion, a little too much energy there. Sorry about that. I coughed like right into the microphone. More energy, more passion. Ugh, but okay. Um, let's start over, shall we? Hello. I hope everybody's having a great week. I feel like it's already like Thursday or Friday. It's not. It's only Tuesday. But anyway, let's get our friend Dastian back on stage. Let's get him up. Bring him up here. Let's get him on up here. There he is. When last we left our hero, he looked like this, kind of sad and everything like that. And I was kind of okay with that. Obviously, this was a test run with his clothing. Wasn't super thrilled about it. But we all know that that's a weak spot. I was actually thinking of challenging myself and be like, okay, I'm gonna draw clothing until I'm good at it. Like just sit down and even if it takes me all day, excuse me, I'm just gonna draw clothes until I'm happy with it. Uh, that was another reason why I couldn't sleep last night. It's terrible. It's terrible. There's just too much. There's too much to do, too much of this. But anyway, hey Wes, how are you there? Hello there. All right. So this was our original character here. This is when we try to do digital, which he's okay. This is a little bit better. I do kind of think that he looks a little bit older than what I imagined, but kids today are growing so quickly. Who knows? Like, if you guys had to guess, how old is our boy here? Like, how old would you suspect him to be? Just curious. Out of curiosity, if you had to guess, how old do you think Dastian is in this picture. And I was sitting on my bed just watching some TV and, drawing this, and I thought, I could be drawing this with, uh, my friends here on the internet. I could be drawing this with my gathering of dreamers. So, um, but here we are. So, deranged lunatic, 199 says, "Tabitha, so far you're battling 1,000 tonight. Batting 1,000 tonight." You mean with my ideas? Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh. I need to try to just sleep. The thing is I need to that's where I was like, I need to reorganize my life. I need to prioritize the things that are important, work hard on other things, but I need to not let these kinds of things uh, get out of touch, get out of reach. But thank you for your 199. Thank you, DL. For I appreciate that. Cajun Corey says 16, maybe 17. Well, I was aiming for 12. So I'm not the best at aging. So we're gonna have to, I guess, figure that out. I do really like the way that he looks because I was, hey, Swift -1 says, oh no, splat, splat. I'm not sure why he says, oh no. Hey, it's Dom H. What is up, friend? And Retro Collective and History Eraser Button. They say, yeah, button. I can't read tonight. All of the some of the best people are here tonight. You know what? Just because I said that like an arrogant jerk, I want you all to know that you're everybody. You're the favorite of one person.
I am the one to be your favorite. I am the one to be your favorite.
Playing it twice as hard because it's just that important. No, look, you're important to everybody. Well, you're not important to everybody. Sorry to break it to you. You are not important to everybody, but the one person that cares the most, Jesus and yo mama, you are. Anyway, so he kinda has, like, this Peter Pan vibe, which is cool. I really would like to readjust his ear. Um, I what I really, really like about him is that he kind of looks anime, but he doesn't. At least to my untrained eye. History says, "Just stop by to say hey, but logging in for Signal of Screams on Moonskull, so better get my game face on." Get it, that's right. Bam, bam, bam. Get your face on, History. Maybe put some lip gloss on, it makes everything look a little perkier. Um, he looks Disney-ish. I think it's the hair, he kinda has you remember, like, who am I thinking of? I say Disney. Well, I guess it's owned by Disney now. Thumbelina. He kinda reminds me a little bit of the prince from Thumbelina, the fairy prince. Um, but I'm happy with that. I just have to figure out how a human goblin? Of course not. Have you not been paying attention, Retro? He's a Volan. Does this look like a goblin to you? Okay, this is a Volan. Clearly this is a Volan. They're not fairies, okay? Don't you know. But yeah, so he looks much younger. I'm not sure why. I think it's because this one has a little bit more of no, I've been busy, my bad. Hey, hey, careful. I don't know what else to add to that because I'm not gonna threaten you because that would be stupid. But, I'm gonna figure out how to maybe I need to make his eyes bigger. Fight me. I know. I was gonna say something snarky, and I was like, "No, no, behave, act like the way Jesus wants you to." He is really handsome, though, but he does look like he is a young teenager, versus a preteen. So, so for those that are just popping in, I see Sir Lance here. What's happening? Is she drawing new fantasy creatures she created? Do they have a name? This is not a they, okay? We don't live in this world. All right? This is a him. Does he not look like a boy? Does this not look like a boy? No, Wes, it's okay. He has a name. Thumbelina, that's a name I've not heard for a long time. I know that was my mom used to call me that because I sucked my thumb all the time. Obviously, I don't do that anymore. Um, So this is one and the same character. We're just redesigning, trying to get better, trying to figure out what kind of art style we want. Um, so I was really happy with this guy. You know what sucks when looking for references for faces and stuff anymore is everything is just loaded with AI. Um, loaded with AI. It's terrible. One day there's gonna be a website that's like, "Come here for human created content." I'm just picking on you, Wes. I meant they because I thought he was 2 different characters on the page. I get you. I'm just picking on you. No, that was at the same time. That was at the same time. So, yeah, this is what we did in the book. It's over there on the shelf, which don't worry, we will be returning to the book, but I was just really, really intent on doing this on the iPads, like I said. So then we kinda upgraded him to here. So, yeah, I think our little Peter Pan guy, I would like to fix his ear, maybe make it cuter. I'm not exactly sure how. Usually so I'm trying to I'm not, for many of you, many of you, you might not. I am self-taught, so I have to learn things through tutorials or observation. So the thing about children in comparison to teenagers and adults, right? Because teenagers are pretty much just adults with toddler brains that no offense, I've been there. It's true. So anyway, babies or children, they tend to have smaller heads because the skeletal structure is still developing, and the eyes I was taught, I was is this information? Let me know if you think I'm wrong, but did you know that babies' eyes do not grow as far as when they are out of the womb? I was told this. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a biologist. But apparently, one reason why babies' eyes look so big and so beautiful is because the eyes don't grow, right? Like your eyelids and your skull and everything grows, but the eyeball itself does not grow once out of the womb. Um, Fascinating. So that is something. So babies have you know, their faces are smooshed, right? They've got, like, pretty good sized head, right? But their faces are more compact, their eyes are really big, and typically their lips are very luscious. So, I did try to give Dastian some lush lips, but I think because of his more chiseled features and I think his eyebrows usually babies don't have thick eyebrows, um, so I might need to rework I think he's a little bit too fresh here. I think he's a little too much of a heartthrob for what I'm going. Like, I think if I were 12 years old or 14, I would have a crush on this guy right here. So let's just see what we can do. There's a book, asks Sir Lance. Do they have attributes and stats and stuff? Well, it's not like a game, so I don't have stats, but we do have a lot of information for each character. So while I get started on this, let me tell you about Destin. Um, his character is evolving the more that I think about this story that I am trying to create. Um, so his species is a Volan, right? So in this world, which we have not come up with a name yet, get your thinking caps on. We're not doing that tonight, but always be thinking, right? Because you guys have been amazing at helping me name these characters and the what like. But yeah, we don't have a name for the world. But in this world, you know what? I'm feeling Godzilla tonight. Let's just call the world -1 right now. The world that Dastian lives in right now is -1. So, in -1, there are no humans left in this world. Volans are the last human-like creatures, but they are not humans and don't ever call them humans. They, are not fairies either. They're more like moths. They're a little bit furrier and fuzzier, but don't call them that either. They're Volans. And there are 2 different groups of Volans. You have the ones that are a little bit more snooty, right? And they are not quite as colorful, right? And then you have Dastian's clan or his type, they are more colorful. Um, you can see that they have color on their skin, very colorful wings, things like that. And the story that I've been developing with Dastian is that after the war, you guys remember, let's have a history lesson. You remember our friend Donker, the Empnar, right? Lots of respect, mad respect for this guy. He's a retired war veteran, okay? Um, After the war, Dastian got left behind, and he actually was given to the other Volans. I forget their different names that they have for their clans. And um there's this adventure that ensues. You remember Carl? Carl is dying because he doesn't have a wife, and Guts over here is his lifeline until Carl can find Mrs. Carl. Um Keffin over here, one of our all-time favorites, one of the OGs. Keffin over here, he knows where Mrs. Carl lives. But the thing about Keffin is that he doesn't care about anybody or anything except for himself and this glowing rock stone thing, right? Because without this, Keffin here will turn into a rock himself. He's also known as a koala weirtoad, right? Or a stone bear. Without this, he turns into a rock. And so he just sits in the swamp on his little log like a little bump, enjoying life because he's not like his fellow mankind, his fellow species that are all just lying around, literally waiting for a blue moon because that is like the one time where they stop being rocks for the night. So Keffin knows where Mrs. Carl is. Problem is also Keffin doesn't care and Keffin can't speak anything but his name. So that's quite the problem. So somehow they've got to figure out how to get Keffin to tell them. Well, and then comes our little friend Fredward Frisk. You guys named him, by the way, our little Dwelf guy. He does have, I guess you could say he does have some stats and stuff like that. I know. Poor Carl. He just out here trying to survive. Yeah. No, he's not a war criminal. Okay, he's a hero. Okay, he's a hero. Got a crack in his turtle thing back there because he tried to save so many people. It was amazing. Wish you guys could have been there. It was a beautiful sight. So then we got Fredward Frisk. Shout out to you guys for naming him this adorable name. So he's a dream eater, as we see down here, and he ate the wrong dream, and now he's forever stuck as an infant version of his species. Poor guy. And yeah, he's seen things. He sees you right now. Call your mother. She worries. Anyway, so the story that I'm kind of having in mind is that because he's a dream eater, he's the only one that can communicate with Keffin. Somehow, Fredward can see into the mind of Keffin. I don't know if it's because lately all of my creatures have no pupils. I'm not sure if that's just my thing. I apparently love a good blank stare. But yeah, so this strange group of characters, minus Donker, he's just there for kicks and giggles, um, end up with our dear friend Dastian here because Dastian now is on the hunt to find the last of his kind if they do in fact survive. He is going to help um, Carl find Mrs. Carl. Carl's gonna have help Dastian because Keffin wants to be with Dastian. It's a full circle of life kind of thing. And then this was just my fan art. If you haven't seen my Snow White video, you should totally check it out. Be sure to check out the new one as well. I did some more Snow White stuff, and you can see the gang's all here in baby form, but this is our evil villain. He's not in his final form yet, but this is our evil villain that is trying to turn into human. He's actually the same species that Carl is. He's a Chiropanthea, but he's all disformed and mutilated because he's been playing with bad music. Terrible, terrible stuff. Apparently, this is what the sciences are saying, that your eyes stay the same size your entire life. It's just that if you think about it, the skin and your skull, all of that changes. Right? So your skull gets bigger as you from childhood to adulthood, and then when you get into your senior citizen, your golden years, right? Your eyelids start shrinking and all this kinda stuff, so your eyes still stay the same, it's just everything that's surrounding it is what changes. I'm so glad you do. Hey, it's Sunny and Brave Megatron that says, "Oi!" Um, is Snow White there going to accuse the villain of microaggressions? No. No, that was just some fan art that was basically, if 'cause you guys gave me that idea, what if I did Snow White in my art style? I don't know if this is my art style, but it's something I'm falling into, but you'll notice that even she's a Volan, she's got those ears, and, she's got the wingies, and don't we just love a little baby Carl? Look at that, and then I've got Gus over here with another blank stare. And then look at the little baby Empnar, ain't he cute? Ain't he adorbs? And look at this little guy. Let's get back to Destiny, shall we? Um, Bad Wolf Kevin, hi, how are you? I don't believe that. Why not? Why is it so hard to believe that our eyes never change size? I don't think that makes total sense because again, babies, their eyes look huge. Like, when they're just newborn, they just squint all the time. And then when they finally get their eyes wide open, their eyes look huge, huge. So, hey, look at that. It is real am I gonna say this right? Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips thing. Hi. You needed more information? Well, you know what? The more you know. I have thrown out a tidbit, a gem, a nugget of a seed, if you will. It is your responsibility to nurture it, maintain it, help it grow. Alright. So, that being said, that was a really long-winded way of me saying, how are we going to make Dastian look like so eyebrows play a huge part in this too. Kids don't really they kinda have, like, messy eyebrows. They don't really have thick eyebrows. I wonder if not having them really defined makes a huge difference. Not too thick, no real shape to them. I think that kind of already helps a little bit. I do know a lot of it has to do with his jawline. It does. Again, kids have a smaller face. If you would look at the difference between these 2 right here, um, this one looks like he has fuller cheeks, bigger eyes and fuller cheeks. So, we're just gonna put a nice big dimple or whatever right there. There we go. Mole. Oh, no. It's fascinating what simple lines can do. So, I mean, I could try to make his eyes a little bit bigger. Let's just see what that does. But how many of you have actually watched any of my newer videos? Are you do you like see, yeah, that helps, I think. I just don't want him to look just depressed. And I think kind of kinda match the eye from the other side. I do have the original shape or at least one of them here. You can already see the different lip changes and eyebrow changes. I think that helps. Alright. So, tell you what, duplicate duplicate that. And, have you finished drawing the dragon? Which dragon? You mean our, we were doing tutorials. Yes, yes, we finished our dragon tutorial thing. We might be moving on to other, tutorials, Maria and I. I am gonna release a tutorial, like a fast one like I did for the dragon head for the full body, um, soon when I have the time. But make it like a 3, 4, maybe 5-minute video. Been behind on videos. Me? Yeah. I have watched and I have shared your snow White thank you, DL. I appreciate that love. to understand, I'm trying to be faithful with making content like that, and I don't know what I'm missing. I'm not sure what I'm doing wrong. I'm trying to change thumbnails, trying to make catchier titles, all that kind of stuff, but, um, can't seem to get it. Caveat Tie says 17. Yeah, he could look 17. I don't know, maybe alright, we copied him, right? Let's turn to our friend at Liquify, and, let's see what happens if I can figure this out. I think that made a difference. Again, I think it's like his face is too full. So, let's redo the lit well, actually, let me go back. Gonna liquefy again, make this smaller. I don't want him to be a sad little I want him to be carefree. He's also gonna be a little bit of a cowboy. He gonna have a little bit of an accent. Oops, I might just draw this one. Oh, he's not quite as cute as he once was, though. And then I think his nose is too big. I'm not the master of liquefy, so we're just gonna, reset that there. You know what? I don't really like liquefy. You just realized you were way behind in the stream. Yeah, caveat ties. Come on, step up, step up. What will be its name? The name of the dragon? I don't really have a name for the dragon. Oh, okay, so his chin is still a little too his face is still a little too let's just get rid of some lines here. I probably would have to yeah, I now, like, his eyes are too big, I think his ear might be too far away, let's see. Yeah, hang on. Let's see what we can this is all learn with me, learn as I go. His cheek's a little bit too low there, he kinda got in the getting the jowls. We'll just see. Now he looks kinda sad, is that just me? Like, he looks like he's a little bit sad. Hey, it's Emily Kruger, how are you, gal? Hope you're doing well. You named the dragon George. Fine name for a dragon. Fine, fine name. Now he's kinda getting a Filipino nose. Nothing wrong with a Filipino nose, just wasn't exactly what I was going for. I'm not the best at noses, so this is where my breaking point's gonna be. But, we're getting ideas here. We're getting some ideas. Whoops. But if I were let's just yeah, let's just start at the very beginning. It's a very good place to start. Yeah, he does look a little solemn there. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not super I'm not the best at expressions either, so this is gonna be super fun. But I like the direction that this is going in. Yeah, I think it's he's got a drooping as cool as this is, he's got, like, this drooping eye that's over here. Same thing over here. I think when I increased the size, it's like, his eyes drooped, and that was not what I was oops, that's not what I was going for. See, but now I've totally thrown off his face, and that distraughts me. Mm, it's the tiniest changes to a face that make the difference. Yeah, he got, like, these emo eyes. It's like now his I mean, he doesn't look terrible. I think he passes, but he's not what I was going for. Like, he's not terrible. He ain't ugly, but let's work with him. His ear is too low, uh, as well. Let's have a look. Whoops. Let's see. He's still cute. He is cute, though. He is cute. I think then that means, like I wonder if, his neck is too long as well. So, like, his whole let me see here. Let me cut so we're gonna erase his head on this layer, and then on this layer, we're going to erase the body. I wonder if maybe because you could see his clavicle and stuff like that, if that also was the reason. So then we got this. So now I take his head and I shrink him down a little bit. Because obviously as we turn into teenagers, again, we're having more adult-like bodies, so things are growing, they're stretching. What's fascinating, I watched, this reel of this mom, and somebody showed this to me before, I just didn't think about it, where as adults, like, look at this, look at all the space. If I am to put my arms above my head, look at all this space, right? You do that with a baby, and their hands only get this far. I have to remember that everything is really compact, even with the wee ones, oops, the chillins. So, let's go here. Oops, and I think that will make a difference as well. Oops. Yeah, there's something going on down here that's not supposed to be down here. Alright, so let's get rid of some of these lines here. Oops. And then quite possibly something along these lines. Something. Hey, it's Logical Spark. Hello, hello. But compared to this guy, oh man, though, What a heartthrob, though. I'm kind of in love with this guy. Well, actually, I liked the other face better. Um, I didn't save that other face, did I? I did. Just look at him. Look how beautiful he is, though. What if we just make him pass for, like, a really, mature 12-year-old? 12-year-old. He's 12 going on 13. I mean, would that work? Would that be okay? Hang on, there's, like, so many people going live right now. It's crazy. I mean, this guy still needs a lot of work. He's not perfect for sure, but he's not quite as, heartthrobby as the others. All right, so I wonder what it is about him. Maybe if we get rid of the mouth, and what if we didn't make him quite as fat? What if he's a kind of a Tom Sawyer, be outdoors kind of boy, you know? Oop. My kids grew facial hair at 14. I did too. See, there we go. See, thank you, Caveat. You're just letting us know. He just he's just a really, you know, mature little boy. Is he 12, Indigo Shark? Well, we're trying to. Thank you for asking that question. We're trying to make this little boy 12 instead of a thirsty 17. So, thank you. Appreciate the comment. So, what if we just let's just kind of rework him a little bit here. It's the whole point, right? Trust the process. What if his ear is hidden by his hair? Hey, it's Spartan Flash. Welcome in. I'm glad you're here. Hope you're having a great day. Yeah, that looks like a really long ear, but I mean, they have them. They're Volans have these really long ears. Like his originally came in like this. I have to remember that we are allowed some leniency because this is a fantasy character. So he's kind of cute. So his ears, I mean, like they go on for days here, and then they end in these little cute little bulb things. I made something very different when I made this one here. If I notice here, it's almost like I gave them extra antennae or something like that, which I think we're gonna shift around and just make it to where they've got like these things going on. We'll figure out what the best way for that to look will be in the future. I don't want it to be like peacock feathers, but oh, he's okay. Okay. Tell me he's not cute. Okay. Tell me he's not a little bit cute. How are you doing, Spartan Flash? How has life been treating you? Hmm? All right, let's get rid of the body. Here, let's get rid of the body for a second. Cancel. Okay, cancel. I'm on the wrong layer. That would be helpful. Not too bad. A lot of hell diving channels been picking. Good for you. Good for you. It's amazing how the change of just one line now he's a little girly looking. I don't like that. 12-year-olds are supposed to start really differentiating in gender appearance. Like, they're really boys are really starting to look like boys, girls start to really look like girls. So, I should have just stuck with the 17-year-old, at least he looked like a boy. Why is this part so difficult? What is it that I'm missing something? I think it's because his ear is so close to his eye. I'm not giving enough room. I don't know, something, because I feel like he looks not the best at anatomy. It's like I I can tell when something looks wrong, but I can't exactly figure out what it is. Kinda looks like a giraffe. Of course, boys start having things happening in their neck area there. Not that it needs to be that precise, but it looks like a llama. What is happening? I don't even know. We're gonna It's just gonna be a floating head. Okay. Let's follow our man over here. It's a really thick neck. What is this? I just realized too, like, I'm listening to music that I really wanna listen to, and it's, like, just nothing but silence for you guys. Sorry about that. This is copyrighted music. Can't help it. Alright. So his head is, like, circular back here. It's the ear placement. Well, I want him to make sense. I might have to do something else there. You imagine this is what professionals do every day? I mean, obviously, they have a better idea of how things go than I do, but, like, you literally are just at your desk trying to figure out, "How can I make this work? How do I make my client happy?" Yeah. See, what I like real a lot is that right in here, you have the ear connecting, and then there's a jawbone, and there's a clear neck. So that's what we're trying to figure out. This little guy, I don't alright, let's get rid of all of this. Mm, let's pretend this isn't here. Did I just figure this out accidentally? I did. Still think I kinda aged him. Great, now I have to do his mouth. I'm not good at doing mouths. It's terrible. Gosh, why are mouths so hard to do? And there's, like, the chin that goes underneath of it. It does also kinda depend on, like, the ethnicity. So, like, the lip to eye ratio. What did I do before? Like, what is this? Is that mouth so bad? There we go. Well, thanks for, hanging out with me tonight. I know there's a bunch of other people streaming, and it's just kind of a chaotic chill stream. I don't know what the secret is to this. What is it? Oh, it's at an angle. That's interesting. That's kind of it. But I don't you just look at I think that's the thing too. It's like, we're here because we like you. You have a positive way. Well, thank you. I think the other thing is too is like when 12-year-olds are looking a lot like, you know, young men. They're starting to look like young men, but they still have, I don't wanna say feminine features because boys and girls, now hear me out, they're in a way slightly gender neutral when it comes to some of their features until they start hitting that puberty and things change. Boys' features start turning a little bit more angular and masculine. Women develop, young girls start developing curves and things like that. So it's like this fine line, especially also in like this kind of art style. Um, Boys do to like in a lot of the anime and stuff like that, or I hate this isn't really anime, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. But like the men, then the boys, they tend to have still softer features than the girls, and or softer features, much like the girls. And so it's like trying to find that balance is sometimes it's just literally the little line. It's a little low, but I wonder. So it's just a fun art study. It's a little bit frustrating, of course, because you just wanna be done with everything, but, yeah, I wonder if just his mouth in general is too high. It's a lot of complicated things that go on within the human body at the different phases of life. We'll call them, red form and referring to women's breasts, not curves, but them. Made a little bit of a difference. Clean up the edges a little bit. So we got a place to start. So now he's got, like, a mustache lips. It's kinda a little bit impish looking, a little friendly looking, I think. I like it. It works. No, too girly. Sometimes it's, like, the less it seems like it's still a little too far over. Oops. There's still some now it's like his head is too big, though. This is the problem. We're gonna park him over here. We're gonna take Sir Handsome, put him over here, and we're gonna see if we can work on him again. He does kind of look like Peter Pan, and I'm okay with that. Let me how when looking at the Peter Pan from Disney's Peter Pan, how old I figure he looks older than he really is. Or actually, Peter's pretty old, but, like, he looks like he's 15 in the cartoon for sure. He doesn't look like a little boy, that's for sure. He could easily pass for a 16-year-old in my humblest of opinions. And he's kinda now that I'm older, like, he used to be kinda cute, whatever, but, like, now I look at him, he's, like, kinda evil looking. Kinda evil looking. Bless his heart. Poor Peter. They changed him a little bit, I guess, in the second one or whatever this is. Still an imp, though. Look at that little boy. Oh my god. Okay. What time is it? Time of our lives. Well, let's look at the little boys then. That way I can maybe get some reference from them. Yep, yep, yep. Michael, big head, big eyes, but lower down features. Hmm. It's just the problem is that I really love the way that this looks, and to change it is gonna break my heart, but fit the it doesn't fit the age is the problem. Oh, should this be rounder? He's got, like, this weird dent in his head. Let's fix that. I mean, I guess if I turned it I was trying to give him some, like, playful, messy hair too, but I guess the girls go for that these days, like, messy hair. Drives my grandmother crazy. Be like, "Be a decent human, be a decent member of society, fix your hair. Is it that hard to just run a brush through it?" For some people, I guess it is. It's a different day and age, grandma, is what they say. It's like, nah, laziness is still laziness. Dumb. Alright. Yeah, if I were a professional, I'd be like, "Oh, I just need to change this, and there we go." But the Justin Bieber hairstyle? That's not Justin Bieber. Which hairstyle? Justin has had so many hairstyles throughout his career. I wish he would go back to his iconic hairstyle because the one he's got now, if he's still just doing that, like, bleach blonde, nasty mess of long-haired rat-looking thing, then, like, his wife should be fixing that, okay? Look, women are supposed to help men, and typically women will help guys get their lives together, give them a helpful hint or here or there with their appearances. Um, well, now he looks like he just don't care about anybody. I wonder too if, like, if I gave him little freckles. Kinda makes him look a little younger too. Oops. We'll give him a nice big scar down the face. Yeah. Oh, he's kinda cute. Maybe I just don't have enough details on him yet, and that's why. Oh, but he's so cute. Good. Now we've gone from BTS to plays on, the sports team. Maybe it's the sideburn here too. Little boys don't really have that, do they? It's just I figured he needed maybe some just put some hair here. Well, it just makes it look like a sideburn, doesn't it? Maybe just a little wisp. Maybe that's what it was too, was the sideburn. We'll just give him a little playful wisp of hair. Tara Crystal says that decreased his age. Good, good, good. We're getting somewhere. Yeah, I think the freckles helped. There's something about it says, "I'm young. I still have time to waste my life." And just give him a nice long random piece of hair, and that is what makes it anime, which is not what we're doing. That's why I have, like, these little hairs up here to kinda make him look, young. I just don't want it to blend in with his ear. So, I gotta redo his ear, though. It's got the little bulb thing on it. This is a little bit wider. It looks like an Avatar character, like from the Airbender show. Yeah, I think the sideburn really helped. Yeah, I okay. All right. In comparison, I believe that with the smaller eyebrows, the freckles, and then we changed up the sideburn, the eyebrows, that's definitely helped open his face up a little bit, and he could pass for a mature 12-year-old. Oh, from the James Cameron films, okay. I think also if we maybe got rid of some of the muscle tone here, might make him. Yeah, because he doesn't quite need to have a defined neck quite so much. Yeah, in comparison. So we're gonna get rid of this trash right here. And then if I he's kinda skinny. He still probably could use some, like, chubbier cheeks if I really wanted to do that, but, um, I wonder if his hair is too, like, messy in the sense of, like, the popular, I guess, like I said, like, heartthrob kinda messy. I think that kinda helped a little bit, to be honest. I really didn't want his hair to be that complicated, but that just goes to show that even the simplest things can be. Maybe. I don't know. Let's have a look. Let's just try some stuff here. See where life takes us. Kinda like that. maybe play around with that a little more. Oops. He is pretty cute. He's pretty cute. I mean, I'd be impressed if I ever had a child like that that looked like this. So be like, "That's my boy." I wonder makes him look kinda sad. I don't want him to look just curious playing around with some stuff here. Just playing with the typical methods for making rounder faces. Hey, it's Staccato DDS. Hi, how are you doing? How are the whimsical teeth today? We are just trying to work on our boy Dastion here, trying to make him a little bit more we're trying to de-age the boy a little bit. Poor guy's out here looking like a heartthrob at 17, but he's supposed to be like 12. Bless his heart. We're trying to figure out what it is that would take to oops, make him look just a little bit. I don't know. I think that might have messed him up. I think I slimmed his face down again too much. Yeah, I think the line we'll just leave the line off of it. I think that we'll just leave the line off of it. Let me take a sip of the elixir of life. Oh, staccato. I have been there more times than I care to admit, but I have been there specifically with a dog with lymphoma. And I am truly, truly there with you in spirit. Mm-mm-mm-mm. I I don't know what stage your pet is at, your little fur baby or fur little loved one there. I don't know what stage the lymphoma is. There's a lot of treatments and things like that out there. It's amazing. It's amazing what they've come up with these days for our friends, our little fur friends. But I am so sorry to hear that. Um, 2 to 4 months. Yeah. Well, you know what the it's devastating. Like I said, I've been there. That's about what we had with our dog. Her name was Kara. She was a red Labrador. Okay, and when I say red, she was like fox red. She was an anomaly. It was a very, very rare color for that breed of dog. They listed her as blonde, but when you saw her, like on her official papers, but when you saw her, you knew she was not a blonde. And she was the most loyal and happiest dog probably we've ever had in our history of having pets, and we've had, like, over 10 throughout my lifetime, and she was so ditzy though, so ditzy. But, she had so much skin. She had so much skin, right? She wasn't fat, she just had a lot of loose skin. We always joked around to how she must have been a Shar in a former life, and, there was one day where I was feeling around on her throat. I went into the folds of her skin. She wasn't even old either. I believe she was 5 when we discovered that and it felt like she had a cluster of grapes in her throat, and, I was like, "This is weird," so I told my mom about it, took her to the doctor, and the diagnosis was that. It was so far there wasn't a chance for Kara, we tried, of course we tried, but, quality of life quality of life, I think, is what makes for one aspect of good pet owners. Um, of course, we want to be. I say we want to be selfish and do everything to keep them around forever. Um, but good pet owners, and I'm sure you're one as well. We understand that it's better to give them a happy last few days, a wonderful, wonderful last few days than to put them through suffering of trying to make them continue to exist, um, for ourselves, you know? Yeah, yeah. Django. Oh, or is it Django? Black lab. Ah, see, snaps for labs. Look, I love all dogs, but there's something about labs that are just amazing. I don't know what it is. I love me a good lab. Um, Quality of life, absolutely. So, during these horrible, horrible moments of life that come upon us all in some degree, whether it's a hamster, goldfish, puppy, cat, snail, uh, is that now we get the joy of doing whatever we want with them, and I mean, like, you know, "You want a chicken nugget? Here, have a chicken nugget. You want something with yellow 40 or red 40? Here, have some red 40." Like, you get to live it up with your pet, um, until those final moments hit, and that is wonderful quality of time in the last minutes. So enjoy that. I am. I'm trying to, like, hold back because I've been there more times than I care to count, and, thoughts and prayers for you and your family because I know that that's not easy. What is it this day and age where animals get cancer? When I was growing up, that wasn't a thing. That was weird. I remember, like, the first few times I ever heard about a dog having cancer, and it's like, "What?" That's a human thing. But, it probably does, like we all say, it goes back to the food. Probably goes back to the food. There's something in there. I don't know. Anyway, thoughts and prayers with you, friend. Enjoy the moments that you have with your wonderful, wonderful puppy. Man, I love dogs. Man, they just bring so much joy. I know there's some cat people, no doubt, in the chat, but I'm telling you what, nothing like a dog. Nothing like you can't change my mind. You can't change our mind. Our dog is 18. We've been debating what to do. I hear you. Well, again, comes down to the quality of life. Is your dog suffering? Is your dog in pain? Are you spending thousands of dollars just trying to make them happy? Pray about it. But just know that's the thing. Just know that if you're not helping your dog cross the rainbow bridge, as they now say, um, selfishly. Like, there are some people who do it because they're just like, "I just don't have the time for my dog anymore," and these people infuriate me. Then there is no reason to feel bad about helping your dog across the rainbow bridge if they're just suffering in this life. Um and of course, if you have good medical professionals and they're telling you, "Hey, you know what? If you would just up her vitamin C, it's no problem." There's a big difference between, "Yeah, her whole body is riddled with arthritis. She can't see anymore." I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. That's just my 2 cents. My dad was really strong always about the quality of life. But there's some old dogs out there that they just don't even know they're old, and it's beautiful, and I love it. I love it. Um I know, it's kind of a sad conversation, but at the same time, I always reminded during these times too of The Hobbit. I know, wasn't the greatest trilogy. Let's just all face reality, but there were some good moments in there. And one moment that hits hardest, honestly, is that moment in the end when what's her face, the make believe elf, Tariel, and her and the dwarf, are having this moment. She looks over at my man Thranduil, And she's like, "Why does it hurt so bad?" And he says, "Because it was real." And, that's when we can see the silver lining through the pain, even the pain of losing a family member or like a doggy or a cat or any kind of family pet. When you realize the pain hurts so much because you have loved this creature, so deeply. And it is a beautiful thing. It truly is. Hey, it's Maria. Hello, hello. Brett, member messages Tabitha. How are you, beautiful friend? Well, I'm going good. I'm a little sad for staccato, but you know, it's gonna be okay because you have all those wonderful memories. And who knows, maybe there's another little rascal in your future that you're gonna be like, I can't believe this dog. Those are some of my favorite memories with the dogs that we've ever had, where you just, like I said, we've probably had about 10 since I've been little, and you just like, I just can't. Wait, my mom and I still talk. I'm like, my parents have their dogs. I'm living here away from family now, and sometimes I'll hear it be like, "This dog. Let me tell you about this dog. This dog." So, one of the things my mom always says about these Yorkies, this dog. React to tech alone. Dogs are best, cats are okay. I feel the same way. I'm not a cat they're cute, they're pretty. I don't trust them. I was with my doggo when she passed away, stood by her side. I've been there. Well, hey, Pierre Kelly. I am so sorry there's staccato DJs, but you know what? Don't run from those feelings. Let it out, man. Like, you know what? I say loved. This is where I'm saying, like, you know what? A quality time. Quality time. I remember with each of my puppies when they were sick and not feeling well, and, you know, Thor was calling to them and Odin. And, man, just lying on the floor telling them how much I love them. That feels good. You could cry about it. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? Okay, let me tell you about these dogs. Dogs are so funny because they all have their little personalities, right? Some of my parents are on their 6th Yorkies, right? We had 4 at one time. Crazy. My mom was like, "What were we thinking?" I'm like, "I don't know. They got us with the cuteness." Anyway, let me tell you about these dogs. All right. All dogs have a unique personality, right? I remember one of the dogs, his name I'll call him Stitch for the sake of I don't know, I feel like lately it's like I gotta hide you gotta just now, you know what? We're just gonna his name was Halo. This dog see, I'm already doing it. This dog was so sweet. He was all boy. If you go see Lilo and Stitch or you have and you see Stitch, that was Halo, but with a loving spirit. Like, that was Halo. He was just a mess. He was all boy. He was all boy. But he's so cute and so sweet. Then he had a sister, Starry, who stared off into oblivion. We believe that she had a gift. We believe she was psychic and that she could see things on a plane of existence that we could not. Like, she didn't actually live on this planet mentally. She was somewhere else, right? She'd stare up at the ceiling, just stare up at the ceiling. And we would call her name. We would call her name and she'd go and smile at us, right? Unfortunately, both of these puppies have now passed. They both had, severe illnesses that took them from us, but I remember telling Starry how much she meant to me because we knew the time was coming, right? I remember telling her how much, let me back up. I remember telling Halo. He was lying there on the thing, and and I'm, like, in tears, and I'm telling him how much I loved him, what I'm gonna miss about him, and he's trying to lick my face. He couldn't really move, and he's licking my face, and he's just big eyes and just adoring and so sweet. Made me cry even more. Ah, beautiful. Then there's Story. I'm crying, telling her trying to give her hugs, stroke her hair, tell her how much she means to me, how much I love her, and all the silly, stupid things that she does, and that dog couldn't care any less. She could not. She could not care about my feelings at all. In fact, she was just like, "Excuse me." and literally would move across the couch or the bed. I tried numerous times to tell her how much I loved her. She didn't care. She just wanted to sleep. She would literally move 3 feet away from me, curl up in a ball, and then stare at me, and or sometimes she would just stare through me because she was seeing the other people in the room that I couldn't see. This this dog did not care about my feelings. She was sweet. She didn't care. She didn't care. How's the book coming along? Well, we're working on Dastian right now. Do you like our little glow up that we have? My puppy died when he was 9, lung cancer, reversed, yeah. Yeah, yeah, it life comes for us all. Oh, yeah, if I can, which, nowadays you gotta be weird, people are kinda weird about it, you gotta always make sure it's like, "Can I pet your dog?" And be like, "Oh, no, sorry." Poor dog, whatever. Um, uh, I have a Lhasa Poo? What in the freak is a Lhasa Poo? It's something with a poodle. She loves everyone that comes by the house. Yes, 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 we had another Yorkie. Her name was Tinkerbell, our first Yorkie. Let me tell you about this dog. This dog loved everybody, everything, and everyone. Um, if there was a homicidal maniac across the street, she would wanna become best friends. She loved attention. This dog loved attention. She adored people, she smiled, she just wanted to be all over them. She would sit and wriggle in your lap just as if she could be any closer, if she could live inside your belly button, she would. She just wanted to be as close as possible to you until she had enough, and then she would go and be on her way. She was a Yorkie after all. She had, needed her space. Um, you know that we were speaking about Justin Bieber. You know that song that maybe some of you don't, but Justin Bieber had a song, and part of the lyrics were, "My mama don't like you, and she likes everyone." I had a friend back in the day who was an animal person, at least she attributed that to herself, chickens, horses, cats, dogs. She was a person of the earth. She was weird, okay? Very socially she was super friendly, I don't know. Some people are really friendly, but they don't know how to behave in public, okay? They're just weird. Bless her heart. I hope she's doing well. Um, this dog, Tinkerbell, loves everybody, would live in your belly button if she could. Uh, Never forget it. This girl came to the house. So excited, saw our dogs, so excited. She picked up Tinky and held her. I am not even exaggerating, guys. This dog looked at that girl like this, and she was trying to get Tinky to kiss her, and Tinky was all about kisses and everything. That dog turned her head. No animation in her body, she just was there. She was stiff as could be, no emotion, so apathetic, and just turned her head. My mom and I laughed because this girl was kind of strange, everybody knew it, and I wanted to be yeah, I was friends with her, and, and then things happened, and I wanted to be nice to her and stuff like that, so, give her a I had never in my life seen that dog behave that way with any other human. She never until her dying breath, she never treated anybody like that except for that girl. I don't know what bad juju she picked up on. I don't know what bad juju she picked up on, but Tinky wasn't having it. I don't know. This dog, I'm telling you. So, you know what? That it was hard giving up those dogs. It was hard giving up those dogs to the Rainbow Road, but see, years later, as it's been about it's been about 7 years now? 7 years, I think, since Tinky passed away. Um, by the way, she passed away in the best possible way that she could have. She was surrounded by blankets and pillows and people that she loved, and she was completely oblivious to where she was. Like, she was literally smiling when I walked away and let the world take care of its business. She was living in the lap of luxury when all of it happened. But see, now, it still strikes a chord because I miss those dogs terribly. I don't like to think about the way that they passed, but I remember all the memories of having them in my life. And it's just wonderful. So, for those that are going through this hard time, feel your feels. There's no shame in that. How can you not have strong feelings of sadness when you love something so much? Um, yeah, beautiful. Feel your feelings. Let that dog know. I don't care if that dog does not care about your feelings. You let that dog know what you love. You smother them in your love. Even if they just wanna go lay down and take a nap and just wanna kick you to the curb. Dogs are so funny. There's a reason why they are my favorite animal. Dogs know when they see a good or a bad person. Yeah, you know what, Brett? You ain't wrong. Apparently, everybody passed the vibe check with Tinky, except for this girl. Um, okay. Alright. But yeah, thoughts and prayers for you guys. It's gonna cliche words. It's gonna be okay, but it's gonna be rough. But feel your feels. And it's just also a reminder, tell the people in your life how much they mean to you, you know? Gone too soon is, how it always is. There's never enough time. There's never enough time with the people that you love. Never enough. Never enough. Never enough. Oh my word. Okay, well, let's get rid of this head here. And I lost my senior dog Lula just a few days before I went into labor. That was rough. I wish I'd been able to say, "Oh, see." You know what? So here's the silver lining, Alasia, is like dogs are funny. Is that they're not like people in that even if you don't get to say goodbye, they don't hold it against you. I know that obviously humans when we pass away, we don't hold we no longer hold it against people either. But there's something different about it. Like dogs, I think that's the thing. Like you don't really have to tell a dog how much you love them because dogs just know. Unlike people where we need constant reassurance and affirmations. That dog knew. That dog knew, and she was just like, "You know what? Alasia's got a lot going on." She's like, "Imma just gonna go I'm just gonna go cross the bridge. I'll catch you guys later. I'll see you on the other side. Take care of your life. I just need to, I'm gonna go take care of a couple of things. I'll see you in the next lifetime." That's what your dog said. She was like, "I don't need my human worrying about me." She's like, "Look, I'll just go take care of things myself." Okay. Um Oh, good, staccato. I'm glad, I'm glad. I know it's rough. I know it's rough. Um, and I hate that for you, Alasia. Closure, super important, but it is, yeah, exactly, sure, she probably she was probably wanting to run around with my boy Oliver. Yeah, she's like, "Look, I am sick. I am tired." I don't know what your dog had. I'm just gonna go with the, senior dog. Yeah, yeah, she probably was just like, "Look, I look." I'm not a puppy anymore. I got arthritis in my feet and I'm out. Peace. I'll see you again. I'll see you on the other side. Pour one out for me. It's probably what she said in her mind. Oh my gosh. You tell me dogs don't have I've met people who have said like dogs don't have personalities, that humans project that onto dogs. I'm like, you are obviously not a pet owner. And if you were a pet owner, you didn't have a connection with your animal because that like I said, you cannot have 10 dogs and not realize that they respond and react differently to different scenarios in the life. Dogs totally have a personality. No 2 dogs are exactly the same, and if you're lucky enough like my parents, you'll end up with a dog, a little demon dog, that has the embodiment of all 4 of our previous dogs. Nori is a trip and a half. You've probably heard me talk about her, but she is my mom said the same thing. It's like she inherited the spirit of all 4 of the other dogs. Actually, but her and her brother Gimli, they both they both. Gimli is very much like Merlin and like Halo. I take it back. Nori is like 3 out of the 4 dogs. Nori, while still being her own unique self, Nori is very much like Halo, Starry, and Tinkerbell. She's crazy. I have never met a dog that does not respond to discipline the way that this dog does not respond to discipline. Okay, you know how this dog, you know how this dog responds to discipline, right? You have to let her know, and I'm not making it up, and we're not leftist, liberal leaning, tree hugging people, okay? The only way that this dog responds to discipline is you have to let her know that you are disappointed in the decisions that she has made. No joke. We have tried spanking her. We have tried shaking, the whole scare tactic where you put when she was really little, you put the little rock inside of the plastic bottle and shake it to scare them like, "No, no," you just make the loud noises. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. She thinks you're playing. In fact, she invites more discipline into her life if you smack her on the nose or if you smack her on the butt. She doesn't care. She runs around laughing at you in circles. It's so infuriating. But I found out that when I don't give her attention, and I actually, because the tone comes with the words, and I actually look at her and say, "Not funny. I'm disappointed in you." And I walk away, she becomes repentive. I have never met a dog like that. None of our other dogs have ever acted like that. Tell me dogs don't have their own unique personalities. Liar. Cage and Corey have a great night. Yes, demon dog. I love her to pieces. She's adorable, but she is a trip. Which is the dog you kicked by accident when it got around your feet? Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell. Because Tinkerbell, well, I have come to kick several of them because Yorkies love to be in the thick of things. They love to be around your feet. Okay. We had a person at the house that was in a wheelchair, and Nori loves to be around the wheels of the chair like an idiot. Makes the person, that in the wheelchair nervous because 'cause they're afraid they're gonna run her over. She's like, "I don't care. I live life on the edge." Stupid dog. You need to write a children's story about your dogs. I probably should. I'm telling you, if Nori could laugh, she would. She looks at you and smiles, her little tail just goes, and it's just like, little demon dog. Alright, again, I think that maybe I need to get rid of these little markers here. I think that might be making our boy hair look a little too, yeah, making him look a little. I know that 12-year-olds, again, they still she lives life on the wheels, exactly. She lives life on the edge. That's Nori. If there's danger, she would like to sniff it. It doesn't mean she's gonna partake in it, but she would like to sniff it and just my mom told me that Gimli is my brother and Nori is me as dogs when we were kids. So there you go. Little life look into Tabitha's youth. So she reminds me so much of you when you were a child. This dog. That'll be the title of the book. This dog. But it's gotta have like that sound to it. All right, so we all know I'm not good with the clothing. I did want Dastian's clothes to be kind of big on him. I wanted it to be oversized because when he's living with these Volan people, I forget what the other crew are like. They don't really want to take care of him. So it's like baggy clothing for the win. Are you also streaming on Twitch? No, I'm streaming on Kick. I have given up the Twitch life. Kinda sucks. Unless you already had, like, a big following over there, Twitch did its folks dirty. So I just gave up on Twitch. But did your mom say it in German or in English? She says it in English. My mom is, it's a funny because I actually asked her one time. I asked the questions nobody else asks. Yeah, you can my mom always say, like, I ask the questions that infuriate her, only because sometimes they're hard to answer. Um, I asked her, I was like, "When you think" this is probably a question you've never been asked before in your life, by the way. I told her, I said, "Since you're German and you're bilingual, when you think or when you dream, uh, do you dream in English or do you dream in German?" She actually had to pause and think about that for a second, and then she had a startling revelation that she thinks and dreams in English. Now you might be like, "Big deal." Okay, look, English is not her native language. This is how you know somebody's made the complete swap and merged into whatever culture that they're in, is that she now thinks in English. Even when she's talking with, like, her German relatives, she told me that when she's trying to remember what they're saying, she'll think in English and then translate it into German. It's crazy. Um, I've talked about, like, my neighbor that I had, Iranian neighbor. Um, she I asked her the same question because she is still surrounded by a lot of people from her culture, and she speaks it with her husband regularly. She still thinks in Farsi. So she hasn't fully committed to, America. No. But, it's fascinating. It's just fascinating. I asked my mom, I'm like, "When did that take place? Like, when?" She's like, "I have no idea. I have no idea when that switched over, when she started thinking in English." By the way, I don't know what I'm doing here. We're just kinda I should get a reference, but we're just kinda this is the weak spot right here. It's fascinating. Stuff that you would never think about. Do you think in English? Do you think in It's the same as somebody's asked the question before, blind people, what do they see when they dream? Alright, so I think my problem here is that I know what my problem is here. I am trying to build a body without structure. This arm's not terrible over here, but so his shoulder goes, like, over here. This shoulder is, like, over here, something like this. And then the arm, elbow. I like the story you told the other night about how your aunt really emphasizes my name. Oh, Tabitha. Yeah, she doesn't call me Tabitha. She calls me by the German. She calls me Tabea. I know a lot of you asked. She calls me Tabea. It's the German equivalent of Tabitha because they don't use the th. They're too good for the th. Too good for her. Conroy 1776 says I had a story outline once where my cat teamed with another cat and burned down a drug stash. Sounds exciting. I mean, why not? Why not? And oh my goodness, staccato DDS. You didn't have to do that. I know you got stuff going on in your life, but has gifted 20 Dreaming Tabitha memberships. We still don't have a 20, so he just wants, you know what that means. He just wants Maria to hear.
Stomp, stomp, roar, roar. Let's dance like dinosaurs. Stomp, stomp, roar, roar.
Again.
Stomp, stomp, roar.
let's dance like dinosaurs." I don't know if Maria's still here, but she's like, "No, I had that in my brain the entire time." I don't think that this guy thank you for your generosity. For real though, Staccato, like, if I'm live and you need to just talk about your pet, tell me about the good times and the bad times, tell me what a jerk your dog has been. Because come on, let's face it, they all have their moments. Tell me what a sweetheart he is, she is. I may have missed that part. Feel free, man. Like, this is a dog-friendly zone here. Like, we can talk about dogs all day. I will most gladly talk about dogs all day. That's right. Staccato is part of the top 20 people in the chat. I have an aunt who is from Thailand, but she can't pronounce her R's very well, so she says my name like Blet instead of yeah, yeah, exactly. And isn't that funny how you not being able to pronounce a certain thing because of the way you grew up? So funny. It's it's crazy. Man, I am in love with this character. He handsome. He's pretty. Man, I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me. I know there's a million other people that are live right now, and you could be somewhere else. I guess my problem here is that I'm needing to figure like there's no pose. I don't have a pose. Poor Dastian's just like hanging here like a bump on a log. I think that's what I need. I don't have a pose for him. And we all know since anatomy's like a weak spot of mine. Like, how wide are 12-year-old boys? I know that a lot of them are like sticks, so gotta be drinking that Ovaltine, you know? I feel like he's been trying to tell me there's something wrong, and now that he sees me upset, it seems like he's saying goodbye. I believe that. Again, dogs are intuitive. I think it's amazing how God has made each breed have their thing, whatever it might be. And I think it's amazing that God has made creatures that have these abilities that probably we don't even fully understand. Like they have certain dogs that can sniff out cancer. There are certain dogs that can tell when an anxiety attack is coming. I think a lot of those dogs are getting abused, not abused, like people are abusing the system when it comes to that like using that as a crutch instead of actually dealing with their problems. But there are a lot of children who have issues, and so they have these dogs that can sense, and then amazing can sense when an anxiety attack is coming on. They can sense your energy. That's amazing. Dogs that can sniff out bombs and stuff like that. And it's very possible, Staccato, that he was trying to tell you something. And that's amazing. And now that he sees you upset, it seems like he's saying goodbye. He just wants you to know I do. I believe dogs, like, they're well, maybe not Tinkerbell. Uh, there's some dogs that, yeah, they wanna, like, reciprocate, I think. They wanna reciprocate that feeling like, "Oh, you miss me? Well, let me know." Like I was telling you, like, with my dog Halo, like, he could sympathize with me. He hated Kara was the same way. That was our Labrador. She like, if I cried, she would come over and try to, like, hug me, like, she would put her head up in here. Oh, man, and then we got those Yorkies, little butt heads. Tinky was my dog, like, I bonded all of us kinda had a dog that we bonded with more. We bonded with all of them, but we had, like, a specialer connection, and mine was with Tinkerbell. I think because she was a crotchety sweet crotchety curmudgeon, there's something about the crotchety ones that I love, even though she was so sweet, she was also a pain in the butt, and she was not the dog to give the affection like, she did, this is where she's weird. Like, she just would love to meet people, and she's so excited, and she'd be happy when you wake up and everything like that, but if I would cry and I needed a hug, she didn't care. She's like, "Girl," she's like, "that is not my problem." She's like, "Go hug a human. I'm not here for that." Halo would try to sit on my lap, he would lick my face, try to make me feel better. Tinkerbell didn't care. a human? Ew. Um, I low key wish they had stress dogs in doctors' offices. I have almost borderline debilitating anxiety in doctors' offices. It's called isn't it called white coat syndrome? I think it's called white coat syndrome that, I've heard it where people, like, their blood pressure will be fine, but as soon as they see the doctor and they bring in the stuff and they start checking the blood pressure and the whatnot, their, um their blood pressure goes up because they just you have this this sense of impending doom. Um, yeah, exactly. They all are like that. I'm pretty sure, I don't swear, but I'm pretty sure Tinkerbell did. Pretty sure Tinkerbell did. It'd be so nice to focus on something other than being there. Yeah, yeah. It would be pretty cool. I mean, they bring dogs into, like, nursing homes and stuff like that to cheer up patients. If they can bring dogs into nursing homes, then why can't they, you know, have an on-call, you know, doogie, Yep, or white coat hypertension. My blood pressure skyrockets. It's estimated that 33% of people are misdiagnosed with high blood pressure because of that. I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. Drink lots of water to control blood pressure. Yeah, but when you get stressed out and anxious, I don't you could probably drink 5 gallons of water and it's not gonna make a difference because that has to do with the mind and the heart rather than the overall. But I agree, drink water. Your mother worries. Wait, Tinkerbell swore? I thought she was PG. Not my dog. I'm pretty sure my dog swore. She was a jerk. I love her. I miss her. She's a jerk. She was a jerk. Alright, here is where I am failing because I'm trying to draw clothes as anatomy, and that's not the thing. So, we know this is here. So, like, our arms what is it Maria's always talking about? Like, these sausages, you know? I think it would be helpful if I had a reference, but, I also remember my original character had really long arms with long fingers. I don't know if I'll do yeah, my dog, she was a sweet and I would tell these stories about this dog, and people just couldn't believe it. "No, she's such a sweetheart." Like, "Well, you didn't live her, you didn't see the look she gave me. You don't know." That dog, she was a sweetheart, but that dog, she would sleep so deeply. And with one of her siblings would sleep next to her and, like, shift, Tinky would I started calling her the cobra, and she would sleep, right? And one of the dogs accidentally brushed up against her, and she would like, oh, man, the teeth came out and oh, right, I mean, pounce from a dead sleep to phew, tiger mode. She did that with me one night. She would sleep in my bed. As she got older, she slept with me, my little buddy, she snored like a hog too, by the way. I just wanna throw that out there, okay? That dog snored like a hog. She one time did a full cobra on me in my bed, okay? In the luxury of my bed. Tried to bite my foot. Now, I gave her a little bit of grace because I could tell that after she woke up, like, after she realized what happened, she wasn't actually trying to bite me. This was some weird defense mechanism that she developed. I'm not sure why, because I could tell as soon as she bit me, which it wasn't hard, but, like, she, showed her teeth and she kind of, hit me with her teeth, her mouth. And of course, I was like, "Tinky!" Tinkerbell, whichever word I was using. I could see her. She kinda hunched down and her eyes squinted a little bit and, that like, I'm so sorry. Forgive me, master. Smeagol has sinned." Um, so I couldn't discipline her for that. She just went on full cobra mode. She was funny. I love her. Crotchety little curmudgeon. I imagine my last dog would sound like Chris Rock. Ah. We imagined that Tinky sounded really sadistic. Yeah, she was, oh, she's a we figured she sounded kinda witchy. So there would be this here, going here, which would go to that, and then you might do a hand, something like that. I don't think that's the right length. Yeah, his poor arms, really, really short. Alright, we need dogs are so funny. And then there was Merlin. He just was so attached to my mom. He would not drink water, he would not eat food, he would not come down from that couch until she came home. It's just how it was. It's just how it was. And we're like, "Alright, fine, die up there." Not that we wanted him to do it, but it was just like we felt bad, we were worried, like, he's not drinking, he's not eating, it's like then we figured out he's not going to. He's not going to do that until my mom comes home. That was her dog, the attached one. Sorry, the one who could see things that we couldn't see. The one who lived on a different plane of existence. That was my brother's dog. And, Halo kinda was my dad's dog. Like, they just had a male bond, you know, an unmatchable male bond with each other. Halo liked to act tough. He liked to act tough. He wasn't really that tough, but he liked to think he was special, which he was. He was a sweetheart. Did you what? Did you know me's trying to bake London fog cakes? Did I know? Is that the question? Is she streaming? Is she streaming right now? Oh, of course she's talking about her surgery again. I'm gonna really quickly comment on her. Nomi is streaming now and cooking. Okay. Oh, she thinks she can stream over me? Oh my gosh. Anyway, actually, it's almost been 2 hours and I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just fiddling at this point. So what we're gonna do, guys, is that we are gonna raid Nomi and we're gonna yell at her. So I would appreciate it if all of you would join me in doing that when I raid her over on Kick. Um, Scream at her, "How dare you stream over Tabitha?" You know? "Who do you think you are?" You know, let's just, when are we gonna play games again? Hopefully soon. I know Nobi's been working with some stuff. Um, she's trying to get her life back in order, okay? And I've been on her case. I may or may not play games tomorrow. I stink. I'm joining at the end. Yeah, okay, what's the problem, Mo? It's not like I did this unannounced or anything because I don't have an actual schedule. I'm working, guys. I'm working on getting a schedule for my channel. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know what my problem is. I don't know. But yeah, so this is our boy so far. This is the glow up we have. When I get a reference for how to draw the body, we'll come back. So this is how it started. And this is how we kinda continued, and this is how it's going. So, we like it, we like it. I'm retiring soon. Sorry, okay, well, say it louder for the people in the back, okay? What time and day are you gonna have the Force of Light drawing stream? They're supposed to be on, I believe it's April 10th. I have not confirmed with Michelle what time would be best for them, probably in the evening, Brett, but it's supposed to be April 10th. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you for everybody for hanging out. Those that are on Kick, just hang on. We're gonna go raid Nomi. I appreciate all of you. Staccato, thoughts and prayers. And if anybody's heard from Elsa Barrett, let him know. Thoughts and prayers as well. I know he was asking for prayer for his mom, and moms are important. Um, until then, make sure you check out my latest Snow White. Well, it's not really, it is a kind of sort of Snow White video. It's not very long. I think it's like 3 minutes, but be sure to check out my latest video. Give it a like and a thumbs up if you don't mind. And until next time, guys.
If I was watching this video, I would like it. would like the video, and I would probably subscribe because this is so thoroughly entertaining and also well executed. It's a